Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings.
This is the reading for day 145. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year in a non-leap year, this is for May 25th, or in a leap year for May 24th. The Old Testament reading is from 1 Samuel chapter 16 and 1 Samuel 17 through verse 37. 1 Samuel chapter 16. Then Yahweh said to Samuel, "How long will you mourn about Saul? I have rejected him from being king over Israel. Fill up your horn with oil and go. I will send you to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have chosen a king for myself among his sons." But Samuel said, "How can I go? If Saul hears, he will kill me." Yahweh said, "You must take a heifer from the herd with you, and you must say, 'I have come to sacrifice to Yahweh.' You will invite Jesse to the sacrifice, and I will make known to you what you must do. You will anoint for me the one whom I tell you." So Samuel did what Yahweh said. He came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the city came trembling to meet him. They said, "Have you come in peace?" He said, "I come in peace. I have come to sacrifice to Yahweh. Sanctify yourselves and come with me to the sacrifice." So he sanctified Jesse and his sons and invited them to the sacrifice. When they came, he saw Eliab and said, "Surely his anointed one is before Yahweh." But Yahweh said to Samuel, "Do not look at his appearance or at the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For God does not see what man sees, for a man looks on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looks on the heart." Then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, "This one also Yahweh has not chosen." So Jesse made Shammah pass before Samuel. But he said, "Yahweh also has not chosen this one." And Jesse made 7 of his sons pass before Samuel. But Samuel said to Jesse, "Yahweh has not chosen any of these." Then Samuel said to Jesse, "Are all the young men here?" And he said, "The youngest still remains, but look, he is shepherding the flock." And Samuel said to Jesse, "Send and bring him, for we cannot sit down until he comes here." So he sent and brought him. Now he was ruddy, with beautiful eyes and of handsome appearance. And Yahweh said, "Arise, anoint him, for this is he." So Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. Then the Spirit of Yahweh rushed upon David from that day on. Then Samuel got up and went to Ramah. Now the Spirit of Yahweh departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from Yahweh tormented him. So the servants of Saul said to him, "Look, please, an evil spirit from God is tormenting you. Please, let our Lord command your servants who are before you. Let them seek a man skilled in playing on the lyre. When the evil spirit from God is upon you, he can play on it, and you will feel better." So Saul said to his servants, "Please select a man who plays a stringed instrument well, and bring him to me." One of the servants answered and said, "Look, I have seen a son of Jesse the Bethlehemite who is skillful in playing a stringed instrument, a brave man, a warrior, prudent in speech, and handsome, and Yahweh is with him." So Saul sent messengers to Jesse and said, "Send me David your son who is with the sheep." And Jesse took a donkey loaded with bread and a skin of wine and 1 young goat and sent them to Saul by the hand of David his son. So David came to Saul and entered his service. He loved him greatly, and he became Saul's armor-bearer. Then Saul sent word to Jesse, saying, "Please let David stand before me, because he has found favor in my sight." So whenever the evil spirit from God came to Saul, David would take the stringed instrument and play it with his hand. Then it would bring relief for Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would depart from him. 1 Samuel chapter 17. The Philistines gathered their camps for battle, and they were gathered at Socoh, which belongs to Judah. They camped between Socoh and Azekah in Ephes-dammim. Then Saul and the men of Israel were gathered and encamped in the valley of Elah, and they formed ranks for the battle to meet the Philistines. The Philistines were standing on the hill on one side, and the army of Israel was standing on the hill on the other side, with the valley between them. Then a champion went out from the camps of the Philistines, whose name was Goliath from Gath. His height was 6 cubits and a span. A bronze helmet was on his head, and he was clothed with scale body armor. The weight of the body armor was 5,000 bronze shekels. Bronze greaves were on his legs, and a bronze javelin was slung between his shoulders. The shaft of his spear was like a weaver's beam, and the point of his spear weighed 600 iron shekels. His shield-bearer was walking in front of him. He stood and called to the battle lines of Israel and said to them, "Why have you come out to form ranks for battle? Am I not the Philistine, and you the servants of Saul? Commission for yourselves a man, and let him come down to me. If he is able to fight with me, and he defeats me, then we will be your servants. But if I prevail over him and defeat him, then you will be our servants, and you will serve us." Then the Philistine said, "I hereby defy the battle lines of Israel today. Give me a man so that we may fight each other." When Saul and all Israel heard these words of the Philistine, they were dismayed and very afraid. Now David was the son of an Ephrathite. This man was from Bethlehem of Judah, and his name was Jesse. He had 8 sons. In the days of Saul, this man was old, yet he still walked among the men. The 3 oldest sons of Jesse had gone and followed Saul to the battle. The names of his 3 sons who went to the battle were Eliab, the firstborn. His second oldest was Abinadab, and the third was Shammah. Now David was the youngest. The 3 oldest followed Saul, but David went back and forth from Saul to feed the sheep of his father in Bethlehem. Now the Philistine came forward early and late, and he took his stand for 40 days. Then Jesse said to his son David, "Please take for your brothers an ephah of this roasted grain and these 10 loaves of bread, and bring them quickly to the camp for your brothers. And these 10 portions of cheese you will bring to the commander of the 1,000. Find out how your brothers are doing, and take their pledge." Now Saul and they and all the men of Israel were in the valley of Elah fighting the Philistines. David rose early in the morning and left the sheep with a keeper, and he took the provisions and went as Jesse had commanded him. He came to the encampment while the troops were going to the battle line, and they raised the war cry. Israel and the Philistines drew up in battle lines, one battle line against the other. David left the baggage he had with him in the care of the baggage keeper, ran to the battle line, and came and asked how his brothers were doing. While he was speaking to them, the champion, whose name was Goliath the Philistine from Gath, was coming up from the caves of the Philistines. He spoke just as he had previously, and David heard his words. When all the men of Israel saw the man, they fled from his presence and were very afraid. And the men of Israel said, "Did you see this man who has come up? For he is going to defy Israel. It will be that the man who defeats him, the king will make him very rich with great wealth, and will give him his daughter in marriage, and will make his father's house free in Israel." Now David had spoken to the men who were standing with him, saying, "What will be done for the man who defeats this Philistine and removes the disgrace from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he defies the battle lines of the living God?" And the troops had spoken to him according to this word, saying, "So it will be done for the man who defeats him." His oldest brother Eliab heard while he was speaking to the men, and Eliab became very angry against David, and said, "Why have you come down today, and with whom have you left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know your presumptuousness and the evil of your heart, for you have come down in order to see the battle." David replied, "What have I done now? I merely asked a question." He turned around from him to another opposite him, and he spoke to him in the same way, and the people answered him as before. Now the words which David had spoken were heard, and they reported them to Saul, and he summoned him. David said to Saul, "Do not let anyone's heart fail concerning him. Your servant will go and fight with this Philistine." But Saul said to David, "You will not be able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, because you are only a boy, whereas he has been a man of war since his childhood." And David said to Saul, "Your servant has been a shepherd of the flock for his father. If a lion or the bear would come and carry off a sheep from the group, I would go out after it and strike it down and rescue the sheep from its mouth. If it rose against me, I would grab it by its beard and strike it down and kill it. Your servant has struck down both the lion and the bear. And this uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he defied the battle lines of the living God." The New Testament reading is from John chapter 15 and John 16, verses 1 through 4. John 15. "I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch that does not bear fruit in me, he removes it. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes it in order that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Remain in me, and I in you. Just as the branch is not able to bear fruit from itself unless it remains in the vine, so neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him, this one bears much fruit. For apart from me, you are not able to do anything. If anyone does not remain in me, he is thrown out as a branch and dries up, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you want, and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit and prove to be my disciples. Just as the Father has loved me, I also have loved you. Remain in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have spoken these things to you in order that my joy may be in you, and your joy may be made complete. This is my commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you slaves, because the slave does not know what his master is doing. But I have called you friends, because everything that I have heard from my Father I have revealed to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and your fruit should remain, in order that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he will give you. These things I command you, that you love one another. If the world hates you, you know that it has hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, for this reason the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you, a slave is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. But they will do all these things to you on account of my name, because they do not know the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not have sin. But now they do not have a valid excuse for their sin. The one who hates me hates my Father also. If I had not done among them the works that no one else did, they would not have sin. But now they have both seen and hated both me and my Father. But this happened so that the word that is written in their law would be fulfilled. They hated me without a reason. When the Advocate comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth who proceeds from the Father, that one will testify about me. And you also will testify because you have been with me from the beginning. John chapter 16, verse 1. I have said these things to you so that you will not fall away. They will expel you from the synagogue, but an hour is coming that everyone who kills you will think they are offering service to God. And they will do these things because they do not know the Father or me. But I have said these things to you so that when their hour comes, you may remember that I told you about them. And I have not said these things to you from the beginning because I was with you. The wisdom literature reading is from Psalm chapter 67, verses 1 through 7. Psalm 67. For the music director, with stringed instruments, a psalm, a song. May God be gracious to us and bless us. May He cause His face to shine toward us, that your way may be known on the earth, your salvation among the nations. Let the peoples praise you, O God. Let all the peoples praise you. Let the nations be glad and sing for joy, because you judge the peoples with equity and guide the nations on the earth. Let the peoples praise you, O God. Let all the peoples praise you. The earth has yielded its produce. God, our God, will bless us. God will bless us, and all the ends of the earth will fear Him. This concludes the reading for day 145. Thank you for listening.
These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.